Hi, welcome to Golf Training Hacks. So I was at the golf course the other day at the range, and I was watching the teaching pro give a lesson. And I couldn't believe what he was telling his clients to do. He was talking about how to warm up prior to a round. And he said one of the first things you should do is a stretch like this. Take your club and do a deep rotational stretch and try to get all the way back. So why did I find that so amazing that that's what the pro was telling his clients? Well, first, let me tell you something about the clients. He had 3 people. One was an older man who was very overweight, and he had 2 older women who clearly weren't in very good shape. Now, let's talk about some statistics. It's estimated that 80% of us at some point in our life will have some type of back pain or back injury. A 2022 study indicated that 28% of adults have chronic lower back pain, and we know that lower back pain and injuries are very common among golfers. It's estimated that 2/3 of American adults are either overweight or obese. And with that comes a variety of pre-existing conditions like stiff joints, lack of mobility, lack of fitness, and a variety of health issues. So given that you know a little bit about those clients, and we just went over those statistics, what do you think the odds are that those clients had one or more of those pre-existing conditions like lack of mobility or maybe back pain? Well, the odds are pretty good. So given that, that stretch is exactly what those people shouldn't be doing cold, especially if they've been sitting, which they were. They were sitting waiting for the lesson to begin, and I'm sure they drove to the course. They didn't walk, so there's more sitting. Now that's exactly what you shouldn't be doing when you're cold, or maybe at all. Now stretching might feel good, but that's because you're overriding sensory organs in your connective tissue and muscles that are there to protect you, to protect your soft tissue and joints from things like too rapid a stretch or too big a stretch or too much force. So it's overriding pain signals that improve your stretch tolerance, so that makes the stretch feel good, but it's not preparing your joints and soft tissue to absorb and buffer the forces of a golf swing, because there's a lot of force in a golf swing. It's very high. So that's why I'm surprised that the teaching pro didn't take this into consideration. So what should you be doing as a warm-up? Well, a more effective way to warm up would be using some soft tissue techniques and some mobility techniques to get your hips and your upper back and your shoulders ready and prepared to absorb and buffer the force of a golf swing. Not a deep stretch like that. Now, I know that that sounds pretty impractical for a lot of you. You're probably saying, well, Jim, I'm going to take a foam roller to the course. I mean, there's no place to do it. It's just not a practical thing for me to do. And I agree. It may not be practical, although helpful, it may not be practical. But the truth is, if the only time you do that is 5 minutes before you tee off, well, it's really not going to help that much anyway. The time to prepare for your golf game is every day. You should be doing, as a recreational golfer, some type of soft tissue work like foam rolling and some type of mobility work on your hips, your T-spine, and your shoulders to prepare your joints and soft tissue to absorb and buffer the high forces in the golf swing. That's going to improve your game. It's also going to reduce your risk of injury. When you do those type of techniques every day, the soft tissue work, the mobility work, you're going to feel better and move better every day. And when you feel better and move better every day, that's going to translate into better performance on the golf course. But doing that type of stretch, especially if you have a pre-existing condition like some type of back pain or lower back injury, is not what you should be doing as a warm-up. Thanks for watching. And don't forget, we not only want you to play better golf, but we want you to move better and feel better every day, so you can play the best golf of your life for the rest of your life.